Tonight, Talion goes for a skydive, 2 grogs have a fight, and I play football with a head. Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. In this video I will be getting the Platinum Trophy for Shadow of War. There are 53 trophies required for the Platinum. Once again, I done this by beating the main quest, while also picking up any collectibles along the way, even though I fucking hate collectibles. But after that, I had to just finish off a few specific Nemesis system related trophies, and that didn't take too long. As always, if you enjoy the video, leave a like, comment what game you want to see next, and subscribe. So we begin our journey carrying on from the last game, and it's here we see that Talion and Celebrimbor are crafting a new ring of power, and that definitely won't end up backfiring on us. We see just as the ring has been made, that Celebrimbor has been kidnapped. WTF, how do you steal an elven wraith? But Talion then puts on the ring and explodes with blue energy. But fuck the Hunt for Gollum movie coming out. We are hunting for Celebrimbor, while the entire time we have this woman whispering in our ear. But eventually we get to where we need to, and why is there spider webs everywhere? Oh shit, there's my boy Celebrimbor.
Nothing has a greater us.
Fuck, that's a big fucking spider.
Let him go, you filth.
Wait a second. So Shelob in this version can shapeshift into a woman. So yeah, she basically wants the new ring. I mean, do you know how long we had to grind to get this, and we are immediately giving it away? But I do hand it over to save my buddy Celebrimbor, because I know he would do the same for me. And without the ring, Talion goes back to being very, very dead. Hurry the fuck up, mate. I'm dying on the ground here, while you're ranting about the ring. But eventually, he enters me again. So we then try to take the ring back from her and instantly get folded. It's at this moment where she shows me a vision of the future, and also that Minas Ithil will soon be overrun. So we make our way over there as quick as possible, and it's here where Celebrimbor says we should focus on just grabbing the Palantir and leaving. I know you're not a fan of humans, mate, but relax a bit. I then just stroll my way into the city, which is overrun with orcs to no one's surprise, and I see the orc commander. So we all know what's about to happen here. I take out the bow and start getting few easy kills, but somehow this twat is arrow-proof. So I rush towards him with the sword, and it's here a Gondorian soldier joins me. But not only does she join me, she steals my fucking kill. I done all the hard work, and you sneak a stab in and claim the glory, you scumbag.
So polite. Get the fuck out of my sight before I demolish you.
Turns out she is called Ithil, and her dad is in command here. So she says we need to get our ass inside the city before the gates are closed. So that's exactly what we all do. And eventually we are able to get to the gate. I then decide to stay outside because my balls are massive, and also I like killing orcs.
You're goddamn right.
It's here where I just beat these orcs senseless for a solid few minutes until they get bored and piss off. We are then introduced to Castamir, and turns out he has the Palantir, but refuses to give it to me. Celebrimbor then takes me for a walk down memory lane and shows me one of his old hideout spots. And it's here where we get the first trophy of the video for opening one of the Ithildan doors. After that side quest is done, I then meet with another soldier named Baranor, but our discussion is very short-lived as we are getting attacked by catapults. So the trio rush outside, and we see the city is getting bombarded by multiple catapults at once. Looks like it's up to me to sort this situation again. So we all rush outside the gate and begin fighting our way to spot the catapults. No fucking way it's a ballista on the back of a grog. So I then jump on and take this baby for a spin, as I just rack up dozens of kills with each shot. After this, I once again have to ask for the Palantir, so I can see how to stop this invasion, but everyone just ignores me.
What do I have to do to make people fucking listen to me?
We then get 4 trophies in a row here. The first one for disabling our outpost, the second one for destroying a monument, the third one for unlocking 3 gem slots, and the fourth one for forging a high-quality gem. I then head back to Shelob's, and fuck, someone help. I then finish off the troll. Well, of all the little cretins of Mordor I see on a daily basis, we're the last one I expected, but Gollum does have that retard strength. Turns out Gollum works for Shelob, not how I remember it in the movies, but so we head back, and it's here where she gives me another vision. So the vision shows an assassin on the prowl, Ithil is crying, and also the Witch King not vague at all. Gollum then says he can lead us to the assassin. So, obviously I follow him, and this leads to a very brief interrogation, where we see our target is Koth the assassin. We are then introduced to our new friend here, right before I decide to kill him with a flying knee to the skull.
Any chance they get. The fight clock is brought to you by Modelo.
Gollum then makes sure that he is properly dead, thanks buddy. Celebrimbor once again says that we should focus beating Sauron like mate fuck up for 2 minutes. You're starting to sound a bit unhinged. But after this I then meet up with Baranor again, and we plan on killing another orc captain. Look at this for some teamwork, just 2 lads from Gondor out slaughtering orcs, you love to see it. But after finally sneaking and killing our way to the orc captain, I take him out with some style. Once again, I then run back to Shelob and ask for another vision, because they are pretty overpowered, and here we see Minas Ithil getting overrun. Well, that's not good. This leads me to team up with my new buddy again, and we are hunting the orc who will lead the attack on the city. So I head in solo first and clear out all the archers. And once that's done, the orc captain shows up. But Baranor and his boys interrupt him with a few fire arrows to the skull, and this ambush works perfectly with me, first killing another captain, and then the main orc getting killed by Baranor. As always, we head back to Shelob and ask for another vision. I may as well move in at this point. We quickly see, though, that Shelob doesn't trust Celebrimbor at all. I wonder why. But once again, we see in the vision that a traitor is in the city. So Gollum says he can bring us to the orc, who is in contact with the traitor. And of fucking course, he just has to run into the fort full of orcs. But I am able to tail him inside the fort with ease. And well, I watch this happen.
I have news from the traitor in Minas Ithil. Otherwise,
I then decide that it's now my turn to kill a orc, and after a very quick fight, I try to interrogate the orc, but the Witch King gives me the middle finger. But this gets me a trophy for killing a war chief. Once back at the city, we see we are surrounded, and the Witch King controls an orc and tells us he has Castamir prisoner. I mean, that doesn't seem possible, but whatever. But it's here where he asked me to 1v1 his champion, so never one to turn down a good one versus one I accept. But this is only to buy time so we can find Castamir. Oh shit, better watch out. This guy's level 8, this could be a tough fight.
Oh, scary! Oh, shiver my timbers!
I'll have to use my speed and... Oh wait, he's dead already.
I came into this arena to fight Sauron's champion! I am still waiting!
We then meet the self-proclaimed toughest orc in Mordor. So this should be a lot harder, guys.
2 seconds later.
Never mind. Right, come on. Third time is the charm, this guy will 100% put up a better fight. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Are you not entertained? Not why you are here?
So, this guy is apparently my nemesis, even though I've never even met him.
You took everything from me.
I don't even know who you are.
You will.
But I decide to give this guy the Darth Maul treatment. It's here where Talion drops some mean bars.
I have upheld my end of the bargain! And your champion has upheld his! Run to your master and give him this message! I come for him!
So after taunting every orc alive, we head back, and Ithil tells us her dad is in the camp, so obviously she wants to go save him because she's a strong, independent woman.
Women.
But I tag along so she doesn't end up dying. We then have some good teamwork moments ourselves, wiping out several guards and staying undetected. I then climb the towers and take out the archers, while Ithil does fuck all. But eventually we find her dad, and once we see that he is safe, We make it back inside the city with no problems, and it's here where Baranor opens the gate for us. I once again ask for the Palantir and get told to do one. Back to Shelob we go. She then shows us that it was in fact Castamir who was the snitch this entire time, the rat.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting. This is awful in every way. If I could kill it, I would.
So we rush back, but just as we arrive, we hear an unsettling sound.
The gate.
Get down!
This is what King's Landing must have felt like. We then all rush the gate to try stop any orcs flooding inside, and it's here where I really lock in and cut down dozens of orcs, and then fuck a dragon up on my own. I then hold the choke point on my own and even kill the orc leader. But it's not enough and we need to retreat, so everyone else leaves while I rush inside to find the Palantir. Looks like the Witch King and the Nazgul beat us to it, so Castamir gives him the Palantir in order to save Ithil, but the Witch King says fuck that.
Oh no! Anyway, last week...
Thus begins the 5 versus 1. But don't worry guys, I won't be the first or the last man from Gondor to solo 5 Nazgul. So after parrying a lot and doing enough damage to them, this allows me to effectively banish them for a while. So I just go one by one telling them to get to fuck.
Another one. Another one. Another one.
I then confront the Witch King himself, but without the ring, I'm not at full power, and I just get totally wrecked. But luckily for me, just as he is about to turn me, an unknown woman leaps to my aid. Oh shit, never mind, she just wanted the kill and all the loot for herself. We then see that the Witch King uses the Palantir to find the new ring, and it's here where Sauron grants him this place, and he renames it to Minas Morgul. So turns out the new lady is an elf, and she is called Eltariel, and she carries the light of Galadriel, which makes her pretty handy in a fight. But she is also a complete twat. She constantly gives Talion abuse. So we then see that Shelob is getting rocked by the Nazgul, so me and my new friend rock up and save the day. It's here where Shelob grants me one last vision. I see us marching on Sauron and a 2 versus 1 happening. But it's here where she finally hands me the new ring back. Once again, Eltariel starts shitting on us and says that the ring should be destroyed and wearing it will only corrupt us. See this part? I want you to remember this, okay, for later. Trust me, it will make sense later. I then get a trophy for finishing Act 1. We then head back to Nurnen, where we were in the first game, and it's here where we plan to start building our army. I kick this off by branding several archers around this small camp.
They are powerless.
And once the time is right, I drop down and attack the other orcs while my archers cover me, and we make very quick work of this camp. But we need orcs who can lead, so we head to a 1 versus 1 arena to find an orc who we can make captain. It's here where we meet Bruz, the Australian orc, and I'm instantly a fan.
All right, I'll have a go. I'm exactly the same way.
Let it go, dogs, let's go.
I'm even more of a fan after I see what he does to his opponent. So I decide he is mine. I drop down and begin killing everything in sight, while also giving Bruz a battering. But once he's hurt enough, I dominate him.
Right lord, dark lord. Same thing really. It results me ripping spines out, which I like to do anyway, so either way's a win.
Wow, I didn't expect him to take that so well. I then head deeper into the forest and meet the spirit of Carnan. She is basically a crazy nature lady who will kill anyone who hurts trees or animals. But she can do this cool thing where she turns into any creature she wants. But I've killed hundreds of Caragors before, so this form of hers gets wrecked instantly. Okay, her next form is a bit more dangerous. But after a well-placed headshot, and some stabs. This form is also beaten. What's next, a dragon? I shouldn't have said anything, but what she doesn't know is, I've thousands of hours in Skyrim, so one dragon means nothing to me. She then drags me into the tree, and it's at this moment when I come face to face with her, and wow, she is tall. Here, she tells us we have awoken an evil creature, because we crafted a new ring. Well, I'm sure it's not that bad.
Oh no, your Balrog waits.
Sorry, a Balrog, fuck that shit. I then get a trophy here for watching my orc kill another orc with no help. It's here where we assemble our army, and me, Bruz and several other captains attack our first fort together, but we quickly see this so-called two-headed troll, who is the overlord, starts running his mouth in Mordor black speech, so I give the order to charge.
Leave it to me, I'll have this down quick as.
And straight away, once inside, we see that my orc spy Rugstone Fist turns on his war chief and betrays him. This allows us to eliminate a strong enemy captain with no issues at all. Cheers, Rug. Not wanting to be outdone. Bruz then gets in on the action and kills another captain. Oh wait, never mind. Turns out he kills 2 captains after he rips the arms off this orc at the next checkpoint. I then jump into the action and stealth kill another captain by planting a knife right into his forehead, and then I decide to make this captain just a little bit shorter than his mates. But after that, I finally enter the keep. Once inside, I confront the two-headed troll and order him to surrender, but the 2 heads start talking to each other.
I thought I recognized that voice.
No fucking way, it's my best mate Ratbag. So turns out Ratbag and Bruz hate each other, but I'm always going to back my boy Ratbag. He is the OG orc. Also, the massive troll with him is called Ranger, obviously named after Talion, but I have to pick a new overlord. So I chose Two-Horn, because quite frankly all my orcs are shit at the minute. I then get several trophies here, the first for conquering our first fort, the second one for completing a challenge to upgrade my gear, the third one for completing an online vendetta mission, and the last one for successfully carrying out a death threat. I then finally see the dickheads who are trying to resurrect the Balrog, and this is Zog the necromancer, so I decide to kill all of his little cultist friends one by one, before I kill several with the explosive shot. And then I drop down and dispatch another with my knife. Zog then sees this all unfold and very quickly decides that fuck this, he isn't staying to get butchered. So he does his best Houdini impression and disappears. We then see that the orc cult are summoning the Balrog.
What is this new devilry?
A Balrog. A demon of the ancient world.
I think I just pissed myself. It's here where Karnan rocks up to help me with this fight, and she turns into a massive Graug. So while she distracts the Balrog, I fire into the weak points on his back or chest, multiple different times to weaken him. But after doing this a few times, he flies off. So I give chase on top of the Grog, and once again we carry on our fight, and this turns into a fucking bar fight brawl. Oh shit. Karnan has got hands. Look at the left-right combo with a cheeky left hook.
Loose, getting better here in this round, though. Oh, man, until then. Oh, he's done.
But the Balrog leaves again, and I follow, and it's here, where we see he just straight up pulls the head off the Graug. But that doesn't stop Karnan, as she turns into a Drake, and then follows him. I then get another 4 trophies. The first one for completing all Shadow of the Past missions 1-1 area. The second trophy for equipping 3 siege upgrades. Got the third trophy for giving a follower a gang. And the last one for having all the war chiefs in a fort as spies. After that, while we are sitting in our fort, our old pal Ratbag rushes in and says we are being attacked and must defend our fort. So I tell Bruz to get the troops ready for battle, but he is still annoyed that he isn't the overlord.
That sounds like a job for Overlord what's his name, seeing as how I was passed over for that position.
But I quickly tell him to shut up and do as he is told. Once at the walls, we get ready for battle.
So it begins. Minas.
So I kick this off by flinging myself off the walls and instantly going for the leader. And well, within a few minutes, he falls like every other orc I've fought so far. I then take out the other captain who lead his troops over the sides of the walls. And I once again keep my streak going by cutting down another orc inside the fortress. It's as this moment where the last 3 orc captains and their men finally breach the walls. So after a short fight, I smash the first one. I follow this up by killing the second one with a bit of flair. And to finish off the attack, I just delimb the troll in front of his troops, and they flee once they see this. So like any winner, I go to celebrate in front of my army and also congratulate Bruz on his successful defense. Don't worry, big man. You stick by me, and I'll get you a fort of your own. Oh, you fucking dirty, lying fat. Good for nothing troll.
This is the worst!
So, turns out he really wanted this fort after all. As we can see, this causes me to lose control over the region, which isn't good. At least Ratbag is enjoying what happened.
Stab me in the back.
From the back right through to the front. I mean, you were like bleeding just
But he says that my captains and overlord have been taken prisoner. So obviously, like any good leader, I go to free my soldiers. These 4 orcs don't stand a chance. But after this, I free my captain and push on to the next one. After killing a troll, I'm able to free my last 2 captains with no trouble at all. It's here where Ratbag chooses to be useful and says he will lead us back into the fort as he had a trapdoor all along. So where is it, Ratbag?
This way! I'm pretty sure.
Back face to face with the traitor, and it's just me and the orcs I freed against Bruz and his boys. So the fight begins, and it's pretty even. Bruz is immune to most attacks and has 0 weaknesses, but straight away Rugstone Fist is cut down by another orc. So I decide to recruit Hura as a replacement straight away. After this, I lose Bubol to another orc, fucksake, but I'm able to avenge Rug right after. But even when it's his first day on the job, Hura steps in and takes one for the team here. It's this moment which makes Bruz flee as his main captains are cut down. But he doesn't get far before me, and Ratbag are able to track him down, and he has taken Ranger, you know, the massive troll Ratbag is pals with. So I offer Bruz for a 1v1, and he says fuck that, I'll let my mates deal with you instead. But as you can see, a few Caragors and orcs are no match for us at this point, and we make quick work of them. Ratbag then tells me that he won't stop searching for Bruz and Ranger, and happy days means I don't have to do it myself. And it's here where me and Celebrimbor have our 200th argument this week. Feel like we aren't going to get along for much longer. I then get a trophy for activating all fast travel points in the game. Me and Karnan then meet up again in our attempt to find the Balrog, and after we track him inside a cave, we see that he was waiting for us.
Clever girl.
And so begins a chase, where I do my best to slow him down as much as I can, but eventually he catches up and just fucking launches me off Karnan. Well lads, I'm about to die. Literally every single attack does nothing to it. Fuck, does anyone have Gandalf's phone number real quick? I need a hand here, but just as all hope looks lost, Karnan finally reappears, and this time in the form of a drake again. So I jump on the back and go for a spin. This changes the fight completely, as I can just fly in the air and damage him with the frost breath over and over, and then slam him into the ice trying to drown him. But after doing this a few times, I get too confident and get caught by his whip. But once I break free, Karnan goes in for the kill. This gets me a trophy for killing the Balrog. I then get another trophy for encountering the same orc 3 times without killing him. We then find ourselves being followed, which isn't good.
Oh there. Baronor.
Never mind, turns out it was just Baranor this entire time. So turns out a lot of Gondorians actually escaped the city, but got captured. So I agree to help. We do this by sneaking into a network of caves and taking out any orcs we find, while also releasing any prisoners. Me and Baranor have done this before, so sneaking up and killing orcs is our speciality. But even further inside the cave, we encounter the orc captain, so I start to kill his guards while doing as much damage to him as possible. It's here, where I get another trophy for using bait to attract every type of beast. The battle ends though, whenever I manage to weaken and then dominated the orc captain, making him a spy. It's here while we are freeing the remaining prisoners that one of them says that Ithil is still alive. So Baranor, being a die-hard simp for her, says we have to save her. This leads us to the fighting arena inside the fort, where we jump in to save the Gondorians. So I tame a Caragor and decide to jump into the stand and start mowing down orc after orc. I then drop down and use the Wraith ability, and well, you can see what happens. Ithil then appears, and she tells Baranor that she plans to stay in Mordor, which is a guaranteed slow and painful death. But because she's a strong, independent woman, she can deal with it. It's here I get a trophy for collecting all Gondor collectibles, and another one for forging a high-quality gem. I then meet with Baranor again to try and free some more of our men, so I obviously sneak on ahead while Baranor flanks on his own. So I quickly manage to wipe out all the orcs surrounding the main group of prisoners. But just as I'm freeing them, we see a orc captain has captured Baranor. Don't worry, mate, I will kill him. Oh, for fuck's sake. Never mind. There's two of them. But Talion is no stranger to a 2 versus 1. So I make unbelievably quick work of the first captain by planting my sword into his skull, and once I'm done with him, I dominate the second one. I then get a trophy for meeting an orc who has cheated death. Me and Celebrimbor then meet Eltariel outside Minas Morgul, and she tells us that there is a Nazgul inside. Well, no shit, it's literally called the City of the Dead. So we begin our long journey to sneak inside the main part of the city. This includes killing many orcs who are standing around bored doing absolutely nothing. But eventually, we make it to the upper city, and we confront the Nazgul.
The Witch King has taken possession of this city. Now, he will take possession of you.
This is where Eltariel is actually useful for once, and is able to use the light of Galadriel to shield us from the Nazgul's attacks. So we basically have a long drawn-out fight of 2 wraiths, and a super-powered elf parrying each other's attacks, and not being able to permanently kill each other. But finally, after enough damage, I'm able to create an opening for myself and banish the Nazgul. But before he disappears, I get a vision. Here we see that this man was a great king of old, leading his men against Mordor. But Sauron pretends to submit to him and offers the ring, which obviously, after a few years, drains the man of his strength, and he became a Nazgul. This is where Eltariel once again shits all over us, and Celebrimbor, like these two, despise each other. Just remember that. I then get a trophy for defeating Suludan, and another trophy for recruiting an orc of every class. Another Nazgul then appears outside my fort, and this is Helm Hammerhand, and if that name sounds familiar at all, it is because Helm's Deep, the massive Rohan fortress, was named after him. Yes, I am a nerd. Leave me alone. So, he summons beasts to attack my fort, but Nakra, my overlord, is having none of it.
Attack the beasties, lads! The boss has the Shrieker!
He rounds up the lads and gets them ready to fight. I straight away try to thin their numbers with explosives, and I charge straight for Helm as he is the main threat. But because he is a sore loser, he summons a few drakes to try burn us out of the fort. But again, I've played Skyrim, these twats don't stand a chance. I then manage to isolate Helm and get my 1 versus 1, but just as I try to banish him, he overpowers and nearly kills me. But no one's favourite Eltariel shows up and saves me. We then meet up with her again later on, and she has tracked Helm. So after following her, we come face to face with him again. Thus begins another fight of immortals, but Helm has his drakes as support, so this is tougher. But the Nazgul, once parried, is always open for several attacks, so I take full advantage of this and punish his mistakes. That is until he fucking force chokes me and pulls me towards him. But I somehow manage to parry this attack, and it creates another opening to banish him for good.
My torment ends.
It's here where we see another vision, showing how Helm was murdered by a rival son who wanted to marry his daughter. But good old Sauron and Celebrimbor shown up and gave him a ring. Now hold for a second. Imagine giving the angriest man alive a ring of power, which makes him basically unkillable. Well, you can see where this is going.
2 seconds later.
War has come!
Oh shit, he's killing his own men. This guy is nuts. Once again, this pushes Talion even further from Celebrimbor, as he knew these rings could corrupt men. Yet he still made a new one. Celebrimbor is a control freak. They wanted to use the rings to control these men and gain power. You're not so slick, after all. I then get a trophy for beating Helm. We then quickly see that we were able to free Baranor. Honestly, it was a very simple quest, but it's here where they finally agree that staying in Mordor is a bad idea, but they still decide to stay together. But I get a trophy for finishing all Gondor missions. Finally, we confront our last Nazgul, and it's none other than Isildur.
Isildur, the king who cut the wood ring from Sauron's hand.
Oh shit, he can summon undead soldiers. That would be pretty useful to do. So we start taking out his men one by one before we end up getting surrounded. But finally, we are able to confront him, and here begins our third Nazgul fight. Definitely not getting bored by not being able to kill them at all. Now I know how Aragorn felt, but like all the other fights, Eltariel uses her shield to protect use. But Isildur has things to do and places to be, so he leaves us with his trusty troops. Oh fuck me, that's Castamir the wee rat. So I beat the shit out of him for being a snitch. After this, Eltariel says she will hunt him as usual, and we will meet again, and I fucking hope we don't. I then get a few trophies here. The first one, for having all bodyguards be spies. The next one, for sending an orc to back up another orc in a mission. The third one, for finding all of Shelob's flashback missions. We then meet up with Ratbag again, and he tells me he has finally found Bruz and Ranger. So for the 100th time this video, I sneak into a camp full of orcs and start picking them off one by one. Seriously. Talion is the ultimate stealth archer build. But finally, we managed to find our friend Ranger and free him. He then takes off sprinting to find Bruz, and I run to back him up. After a short run, we find Bruz, and to my surprise, he isn't surrounded with a lot of guards, so this should be easy. I kick this off with the old reliable freeze and spam strike combo. After repeating this, I'm finally able to dominate him. Oh, did I say dominate? Sorry, I meant turn him into a vegetable.
No. Wait.
We then see Ratbag and Ranger have their reunion, and Ratbag shows us some genuine emotion.
Thank you, Ranger. Gravewalk. Now, thank you, Bright Lord. We are even.
Funny how the best friend Talion has right now is an orc. He then sees what has become of Bruz, and even Ranger thinks that this is messed up.
You're a cruel one, Gravewalker.
I then get a trophy for completing the Bruz missions. I follow this up with another trophy after hitting one of my own orcs until he has enough. I then hear that a certain twat is trying to resurrect the Balrog. I wonder who would do that.
Will not foul the ritual. Targoroth will rise.
But I quickly fuck up his plans by destroying the totems, and then I plan to destroy him. But honestly, Zog is a tough fight. He has no real weaknesses, and he is immune to my strongest attacks. But finally, after bringing him to his knees, we are able to deal the death blow, and we will never see this twat again.
Are you sure about that?
Oh wait, never fucking mind. Turns out his cult has resurrected him back in Minas Morgul, so I rush back there and start destroying all the totems again. It's here where I meet several different orcs that I've killed in Mordor, all revived, but I managed to finally destroy the last totem, and this kills all the revived orcs except one. So me and Zog have our epic duel, which ends with me finally cleaving him in two. gets me a trophy for finishing all the Kanan quests. I then get the next trophy for beating a vendetta mission. Another trophy is earned for letting two blood brothers kill each other. We get another trophy for sending a destroyer orc into a mission. And the last trophy out of this bunch is for promoting a grunt orc to overlord. Now this is Pash the Tower. And there is a certain trophy you get for beating all the arena fights, where you send your orcs in to fight other orcs, and the winner advances. Now this usually means that you will lose a few orcs along the way, because they get killed by another orc who is just a higher level, or maybe is immune to your orc's attacks. This is pretty common. But no one told Pash this. This fucking Chad decides he would cakewalk the entire arena fights. Not only is he an insane fighter as well, I mean he just looks cool as fuck wearing the armor of the tower from the last game. I thought we would take a minute and look back at some of Pash's best moments in the arena.
Another one. Another one. Another one. Another one.
Can we just get a round of applause for this man right now and leave him some love down in the comments? This gets me the trophy for beating all the arena fights. I get another trophy for shaming our assassin until he is insane. But now we finally march on Sauron. My army is assembled and Sauron sends his own forces out to fight ours. So I give a quick speech to get the lads up for this.
We do not serve the Dark Lord! We will sally forth on the battlefield and take this land for our own! You fight for Mordor! You fight for the Bright Lord!
But just as we advance, I recognize our old friend. Fuck's sake, Rug, I thought you were dead. But this changes nothing. I start by targeting both captains as my troops advance, and quickly we kill the troll. Once again we see that Pash is the ultimate orc. I mean his kill count is rivaling mine. But the closer to Sauron we get, the tougher the orcs become. But with my orcs, myself and Eltariel, we are able to cut them down with no trouble at all. As each new captain introduces himself to us, he falls mere seconds later as we kill every orc who doesn't serve us. Pash then once again cuts down another enemy captain.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
But Isildur then arrives, so we begin our fight again. But this time, I have a gang of angry orcs on my side. Even Pash rushes forward and gets in a few sneaky hits. But I have a very close call when Isildur nearly kills me. But I create an opening for myself and begin to dominate him. Here we see more flashbacks to when Sauron was defeated. But not only that, we see after that, Isildur took the ring home to Gondor and became obsessed with it. Lastly, we are shown how when he was surrounded by orcs, he had the ring and was cutting through them with ease. But in the last moments, the ring betrayed him and he was killed. This then shows how Sauron brought him back by giving him a ring while he was dead, and this is how he came to serve him. Using the power of our ring, however, we see that Isildur drops his, and we are able to dominate him like any other orc. But Talion, being a man from Gondor, cannot stand to enslave Gondor's old king. So he kills him for good this time.
Find peace in death.
We see Celebrimbor doesn't take this too well.
Release. And he was not yours to enslave.
So turns out Celebrimbor wants to control Sauron, which will definitely lead to him trying to conquer the world.
We are meant to destroy Sauron.
Sauron cannot be destroyed!
I will not trade one Dark Lord for another. This is not the end I have fought for!
But you are not the only one fighting.
Shut up, bitch!
The end you fought for. You are but a vessel. And there are others.
Wow, this twat has shown his true colours. He's going to give the ring to Eltariel. Quick pause a second here. Remember, I told you all to remember that she constantly gave Talion abuse for wearing the ring, said all the rings were evil and it corrupts everyone. But as soon as he fucking gets offered it, she takes it with no hesitation. What a dickhead of a character she is. Genuinely thinks she is one of the worst parts of this game. Rant over. This then leads to Talion dying, as he doesn't have the ring or Celebrimbor keeping him alive.
No! No!
And Celebrimbor leaves without even saying a word. It's right here where Talion wakes up in the arms of Shelob, and she tells us that she's seen this happening. Talion and Celebrimbor would have beaten Sauron and enslaved all of Middle-earth. And this is why she refused to give me the ring at the start of the game. She then says that Mordor can be held back from conquering all of Middle-earth. If I am able to recapture Minas Morgul and defend it, it's right now, when Talion realizes what he has to do.
As long as I have breath in my body, my fate is my own.
I get 2 trophies here, the first for finishing all of Eltariel's quests, the second one for unlocking all player skills. We arrive back in Minas Morgul and make one hell of an entrance.
You must have rocks in your head. This is Minas Morgul, and you are one man.
I am one. But we are many.
So I start to fight my way through the city, clearing out each checkpoint. I then fight off 2 different Nazgul in 2 different parts of the city, and banish them both once I defeat them. This then gives me a clear run to the Palantir and the Witch King. Outnumbered 5 Nazgul to 1, I like my odds, so I start off by dodging his attacks and trying to wait for an opening when I can, but after every chance, the other Nazgul back him up, so I have to be patient and take my time. But he gets so close to killing me off. But luckily, I can block and droll out of the way, and seconds after this, I am able to banish him for good.
Shall I banish you? Minas Morgul is mine!
I finally get my hands on the Palantir. I bet Castamir is raging right now. I use it to see the fight between Sauron and Celebrimbor. I quickly get the trophy for equipping a full legendary gear set. Atop, Barad-dûr, Celebrimbor and Sauron finally get their rematch, but turns out this is going to be a 2 versus 1 this time around. While he appears as Anatar, I have to close the distance and avoid his magical attacks, and basically wait for my chance to get a few attacks in. But soon he has enough and turns into his other form, so I really have to lock in to stay alive here. I duck and dive, teleport and jump out of his attacks, and take any chance I can get to land a decent strike. But after landing blow after blow, I am able to wear him down enough and win.
We did it! We did it! We did it!
Or so I thought. Sauron then consumes Celebrimbor, the 2 of them being locked in place as a flaming eye above Barad-dûr. For anyone wondering how Talion's story ends, he held back the forces of Sauron for 60 fucking years. 60 years alone, while resisting the corruption of Isildur's ring seriously. This man deserves a lot more praise for what he done. But eventually he gives in and joins the Nazgul, becoming the 9th member, until the day that the One Ring was finally destroyed by Frodo. We can see here that he is finally able to die and join his family. Prepare yourselves for some trophies here. We get the first one for beating the Witch King. The next one we got for having one of my captains kill another one. Another one was gotten by killing a drake with a grog. We got another trophy for resurrecting a dead captain. I got the dumbest trophy in this game for having a captain die while I ride a troll. Another trophy for recruiting an orc who killed me 3 times. We got this trophy for riding every animal type in Mordor. We earned a trophy for rescuing one of my followers. I then got a trophy for finishing the Shadow Wars. And the last main trophy for reaching the rank of captain in Online Conquest. And this earned us the Platinum trophy. So, everyone that was the Shadow of War Platinum, hands down of the greatest Lord of the Rings game. I just wish we could have had more. Great story for the majority of the game, and some decent characters, while also having the Nemesis system, which still is one of the best game mechanics ever made. But I hope you all enjoyed the video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.